Can plants improve your health? Maybe, but the evidence we have is not that strong. So somebody from a plant conservatory came to my office, and I think they went around to several medical offices, and they were giving out pamphlets encouraging us as physicians or healthcare workers to tell our patients to go to their plant conservatory to buy plants to improve their health. I thought it was a very interesting idea, and I'm not one of these people who's going to buy a lot of decor, but I own a lot of plants. So I was like, oh yeah, this is interesting. Let me look into it. Not necessarily thinking that I'm going to tell my patients to buy plants to improve their health. I was actually quite skeptical, but I was like, let me look into it. Let me see what kind of research studies I can find. So as physicians, most of the advice we give our patients is based on medical guidelines. Occasionally, or if they're enrolled in a research trial, things might be a little bit different. But the highest level of evidence before something goes into medical guidelines is usually based on systematic reviews and meta-analysis. This is where they pull the data from several studies together. So I happened to find a systematic review and a meta-analysis talking about plants and our health. And I was very surprised. And this study was published in 2022. For those of you that are interested, I'll make sure to put the study notes below. This study alluded to that there is a possibility, a small possibility, that having plants, indoor plants specifically, may benefit your blood pressure in terms of reducing their diastolic blood pressure and may have benefits for your academic performance for those of you guys who are in school. They had some other potential benefits to having indoor plants, but these benefits were not statistically significant, meaning that when they looked at the data more closely, it was not strong enough to say this is a definitive recommendation that we can make based on the data we have. For me as a physician, what am I taking away from this study? And number one, I think we need a little bit more information. We need better studies before we can tell our patients, buy indoor plants so your blood pressure will be better, so you sleep better, so your cognition will be better. It's way too early to say that. But I will say, if you enjoy plants, buy them. There are a lot of lovely plant stores here in Regina. For some of you guys, if you know me, I actually import plants. There are ways to import plants legally in Canada, depending on the company. Some companies, come to international plant shows and then they have import certificates and you can get your plants that way, which is what I like to do. Or you can actually, work with the Canadian government and get an import certificate. You just have to make sure you meet certain criteria. But with that in mind, I'm going to show you one of my favorite plants. This is from my sister who lives in Edmonton. I went to visit her and she decided to buy me this lovely plant. I think it's called Alocasia poly. Anyways, for people like me who love to overwater, this is a fantastic plant. I'm not going to tell you again, for my patients, I'm being clear. Plants are not going to help you improve your blood pressure, but I mean, they're pretty, they're lovely, and I have a ton of other plants, but this is the only one I'm going to show you for today. But again, you guys like my content, please share it with your friends, follow and subscribe for more useful health tips and for more myth busting tips. I don't want you guys to start doing things to improve your health that are not evidence-based, but yeah, I try to bust myths and make sure that you're applying things to improve your health that are practical and actually accurate. Bye-bye for now.